Probably not.
It was kind of wild here when Roohif was saying that like he like plots with other people how they're gonna like change someone's mind on something to like get them back into the fold, like fully to the full, the globe, the evolution. And they were saying how there's like plotting to get Will Duffy. It's like because Will Duffy's a creationist, but oh man, it's very yeah, I guess it's kind of a dark way I was gonna say because I'm not really having to relate that like what I'm about to say to Roohif, but like that energy of just like we have to get everyone on the same page. It just gets into like I guess I'm not saying him directly, but it just in terms of like communism and totalitarian and those kinds of mindsets. It's like we must wash them all with this one idea, and if they're wrong, we'll plot them out to. It's intense.
Yeah, maybe even go as far as interventions.
Well, it sounds like he's
Said
planning.
had
He wants to do an
intention.
intervention with Will Duffy. It sounds like that's what Roof said yesterday. That he's. I think he said him, and I think he said Rob Parks. Although I guess we can go back on the recording to hear for sure. But yeah, that they're gonna either like waiting for the maybe the documentary to be out or for the Antarctica thing to be completed, and then he said he's gonna confront him.
I was in and out for that conversation, but I don't know. I didn't take it so, I guess, as deep as you. I don't like when you say plotting. I don't like from what I heard. I guess they had they had a Glober group chat because of the whole TFE thing, and then basically that some of the Globers still were getting on Duffy's back about being a creationist, so they want to have that talk eventually. But I didn't see it as like plotting to like I guess I don't see it that dark because I don't see it any
Well, they're
different
not
than
okay with
some
him
of
being
the.
a globe. Like they have the globe thing in common, but they're not okay with him thinking it's a globe and being a creationist. So like they need the like
Right.
thought purity that they have to agree with both of them.
Well, I mean, I think they'll agree to disagree by the end of it, but I don't think it's gonna sever them or anything. Because I don't see it any different than some of the like when we have like a planned debate or something. It's not like the FE guys aren't in their chat rooms talking about their subject and how they're gonna try and change Glover's mind. I kind of see it the same way.
Look at that whole paradigm. A way to confront to try to like globe Earth Christians who want flat Earth Christian folks that have a stationary. I'm not really that involved with. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not really that involved with Roohit for that drama. I just was mentioning it because he said it yesterday. No, I don't know. Just the mentality of like plotting and then like targeting someone that you're gonna like then have an intervention with. That was kind of more what it was in reference to. Yeah, I mean, people always share their ideas, and maybe people do want like there's Christian folks that have a stationary planar Earth that want other globe folks that are Christian to also have a stationary planar Earth kind of thing. There's globe Earth Christians who want flat Earth Christians to think it's a globe. So yeah, there's definitely that. But I'm just talking about like the way, just like the plotting and planning and like almost scheming and then setting up like a way to confront to try to like get someone like fully in line. In this case, it's with like the globe and the evolution. It's with that whole paradigm.
But what do you mean scheming? Like they're gonna set Duffy up for a talk he doesn't think he's gonna be joining?
He was saying that he's waiting for months down in the future, and then they're plotting for it, and then they're gonna confront him or something like
Well,
that. Yeah.
I thought he meant that they planned that with Duffy, not that other guys are planning to like sabotage Duffy with the conversation.
Yeah, I don't know, dude. I was just Roohif was saying that it doesn't matter. Roohif's not here, so I don't really want to like talk too much about him and stuff because it was something he said in the live stream. So it is kind of publicly said or whatever. But at the same time, he's not here, so
Yeah.
I'm only going off what I remember him saying. But he was just saying in general that he's planning until waiting until after the TFE. I think he said it was him and Rob Parks were talking about it, and they're waiting until after TFE to then sit down with him and run him through the thing about evolution and
Yeah.
what's the one thing he was saying? Common descent.
Common descent. Yeah. DNA evidence. Yeah, I don't know. You could be right. I might have misheard. I just took it as that they had that talk with Duffy, like that they agreed to wait until TFE blows over. But I see what you're saying. If like Duffy wasn't part of those talks and they're just kind of like talking on the side about like, okay, when he's done with TFE, let's try to have a talk, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I would speculate that they'd be concerned that if Duffy was talking about that stuff, that it would then discredit the other stuff he's doing in the mainstream, because even if if they're going to try to go big with a documentary or whatever, it's one thing to all be glow, but then, I mean, this is just speculation at this point, but I'm kind of just like, they may not want him, in any way being out there and then also carrying this other thing that they think is false, so then it makes it look bad maybe on them, around the globe, in their mind. That's what I was saying. It's like
Yeah,
this, it's like purity of paradigm kind of vibe. That's what I was saying. It was kind of linked to that in my mind. Like, you have to have it
yeah,
all.
I can buy into that. I think it makes sense though. I mean, yeah, they don't want him out talking about creationism stuff while a bunch of eyes are on the globe stuff, because then it might discredit Duffy a little bit.
Yeah, or they're afraid that's going to take him to flat Earth eventually. They're like, oh, we see where this is headed.
I doubt that one. What of a turn?
I mean,
turn
really,
of
like,
events that
Duffy
would
does
be though.
not, like, overall, Duffy does not come off to me as like genuine or authentic. There was even a video I guess he put on his channel like 3 days ago. Someone posted it, so I just clicked on it, and I only watched the first like 30 seconds. I even on 2x speed. I used to like kind of go through his videos on 2x speed, but at this point, I just have zero interest in what he's doing. I mean, he's like, I just don't think he's genuine on multiple levels. So like, for me to like take in something of like, every, in some consistent way. I mean, if he's going to use some other money to do something, I'm sure I'll hear of it, but yeah, I'm not going to follow that character in terms of just the whole energy of what he's doing. So yeah, in terms of all of that, like, and there's even various thoughts of like, yeah, like kind of who he is, what his real viewpoints are. I mean, he kind of popped up out of nowhere. It's not like he's been known for many years for having certain positions. So it's kind of like, and then there's just the lack of genuine authenticity is kind of, lost my interest of focus. But it's cool that he paid for those guys to go to Antarctica. So that was cool. I mean, I do give him some props for that. So whether it's him or whoever else gave him the money or whatever it is, either way, it's cool that they were able to go.
What's Duffy's channel called?
The Final Solution.
Oh, thank you.
I'm just joking. I think it's The Final Experiment. I just said, whether it's him or whoever else gave him the money or whatever it is, either way, it's cool that they were able to go.
What's Duffy's channel called?
The Final Solution.
Oh, thank you.
I'm just joking. I think it's The Final Experiment. I just said Final Solution to be funny.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I guess the video, like, he's going to send up a balloon or something, some high altitude balloon to try to show the curve.
And there was the part where Roohif was alluding to something in the video, telling us who is the one that funded him or something. I thought that was weird.
Wait, that somebody funded Duffy?
Well, yeah, Roohif was kind of, well, maybe funded is the wrong word, but he said that where his resources came from. So I just took that as funding.
Huh.
He kept saying, "Oh, you'd have to go back and look," but there's something in the videos that kind of suggests who gave him his resources.
And that's what he meant by it, though? Because I'm not familiar with that.
I don't know if that's what he meant, but I don't know what other resources he would be talking about besides money. Like, money was the main factor of the trip.
Yeah, my guess is that they'll want to keep attention on him, like, or he'll want to have attention on him at least through whenever that documentary comes out. So yeah, I wouldn't doubt that they'll try to keep some kind of videos or dramas or things going. And if it ends up that his original story that he was just wanted to do this one Antarctica thing, but then he ends up doing a bunch of other things as it unfolds, and just hundreds of thousands or millions of more dollars comes out, then that would be pretty telling. Enough time it will?
Yeah, because I mean, well, I keep thinking about, you know, the whole refractive index and stuff, and would all that temperature change and pressure change and all that as you go up, would that not, does that have just an insignificant amount of refractive change as the light comes through the atmosphere, or what's their claim on that?
Are you saying for starlight coming in, or
Well, any light, right? Yeah, starlight.
you're saying with all the temperature changes that there would be with?
Yeah, the temperature and the pressure changes up there because it kind of zigzags the temperatures if you've ever like looked at it. Um, I'm just curious how like what kind of refraction would be going on as it passes through all that. Like the image I just posted.
Oh, dude, that's hilarious. Did you make that?
No, I didn't make that. That's just, if you look at a lot of graphs, that yellow line is the temperature change as you go through the different layers. So
Yeah, but is that yellow line? Is, is that yellow line supposed to be light that's zigzagging all over?
no, that's the temperature.
I know, but when I first looked at it, I thought that was like trying to say the light was doing that.
Yeah,
That's why I laughed.
that would be funny.
Yeah, that's why I thought it was funny. Because when you said that, yeah, before, and I was like, because you were
No,
like, how
yeah.
much refraction? And that's what I was thinking. I was like, well, yeah, if all the temperatures are changing like that, it'd be angling off at about a 70-degree angle. Be, go, be going off at like a 70-degree angle or something. But that'd be funny. Like comes into the globe and then it just goes like completely different direction.
Well, because when you look at a lot of refractive graphs, they have this like smooth curve as if it's really stable and following the Earth. But I'm assuming those curves are just starting at the troposphere part, not the upper ones. Because it doesn't make sense to me. It would be so smooth if this is the kind of changes going on.
Yeah, and all that would have to be aligned perfectly to make the Selenelian. The Selenelian,
Uh,
even things like yeah, just like nature itself and like the sizing of everything so that everything fits, so that we can even live like this. Like I think Taylor was mentioning that, like the size of the trees and then the size of like to be able to make firewood and make fire, like it's all the right sizes and proportions. Because like from the idea of just like a big bang and a gravity and all that, and these balls that all would be coalescing, in different ways. Why would this one have coalesced in this way where we have these like beautiful landscapes and there's like none others that we're aware of that are really like this, even though they claim there are. But anyways, yeah, that's going into their whole model. But yeah, dude, I think it's way beyond what could be just like a cosmic coincidence. The fact that everything is here the way it is, it's not even in the realm of possibilities that it would just be a coincidence, or that it would have some kind of like random mutation. There's just so much order to like every single part of it. It seems.
yeah, it's like how many coincidences can we get? Like for refraction, making the ground appear flat, for life to start, for the sun and moon to be appear the same angular size because of their perfect distance and size away from each other. Like I don't know how many coincidences we can list, but
Yeah, it's an incidence of coincidence.
I'm sure there's more I can't think of off the top of my head. But
Many instances of many coincidences. Yeah, but I mean, I have friends that have a globe Earth heliocentric viewpoint, but they also think a creator created it, as it were. So meaning that they still think there's like a divine influence. They just think the creator made the globe and made the solar system and the ball planets and all that. So
right. I mean, as an atheist, um I guess just like when I picture it statistically, I picture like if the universe is as infinite as they say, I picture somewhere in that universe eventually something like this could happen. Maybe the chances are small, but with infinite time and infinite space, I don't see why this stuff couldn't happen.
you're saying
That's
with
kind
a
of how
creative intelligence behind it?
no, I'm saying with no creative intelligence. Like if it was truly random, I don't see why with infinite time and space, the way they kind of portray it, it's like winning the lottery, right? The chances are super small, but with enough resources, it can happen.
You mean by just enough time, kind of like, enough time? It will.
Yeah, because I mean, we don't. Well, they claim to know or guess an age of the universe, but
I don't think any of this would be possible without an intelligence behind it.
yeah,
Like you have to put light into motion to create matter, in my viewpoint. So even the vibration of the light and the sound itself, like has to already have like it's already made of it. So you can't not have it. Like what made matter itself, Like that's a brilliance. I mean, just matter itself and everything we have, let alone like amazing like cars or airplanes or computers. I'm not even talking about. I mean, that's like matter on hyperdrive in a way, because then now it's doing something way beyond what ordinary matter would do. But I mean, just even ordinary, what we call ordinary matter, even like a rock, even for that to exist, like
I was thinking about Mars today, and who put the dirt on Mars?
yo, what's up? Who put what on Mars?
Who put the dirt on Mars? Because there's dust storms, or whatever you want to say, dust, whatever. There's apparently as Mars upon its orbit, as it moves farther away from the sun, it gets colder, and